Imagine this. You come home, tired after a long day, and there it is, a small, black USB drive, sitting right on your doorstep. No note, no package, just the drive. That's exactly what happened to Alex, a regular guy living a quiet life. He was curious, of course, who wouldn't be? He picked it up, took it inside and plugged it into his laptop. What he found inside would shatter his reality and plunge him into a nightmare from which there was no waking up. The drive contained just one folder, cryptically named Observer. Inside, a collection of video files. The first one was dated a week ago. Alex clicked on it. It was a video of him, shot from across the street, walking home. The quality was grainy, like old security footage. He felt a chill run down his spine. He remembered that day perfectly. Who was filming him, and why? He opened another file, dated 3 days ago. This time it was footage from inside his own apartment. The camera was hidden somewhere in his living room, watching him as he watched TV. His blood ran cold. Someone had been in his home. He checked the locks, his heart pounding in his chest. They were secure. How is this possible? Alex frantically clicked through more files. Each one was a recording of him, going about his daily life. At the gym, at the grocery store, even sleeping in his own bed. The paranoia was suffocating. He felt watched, violated. It felt like a sick game, but he couldn't stop looking. He had to know how deep this rabbit hole went. As he scrolled further, he noticed something that made his stomach drop. Some of the files had dates from the future, tomorrow, next week, next month. This had to be a joke, right? A prank. His hand trembled as he moved the cursor over a file dated for the very next day. He hesitated for a moment, a sense of dread washing over him. What would you do in this situation? Would you delete it all and try to forget, or would your curiosity be too strong to resist? Let me know in the comments. With a deep breath, Alex clicked play. The video flickered to life. It showed his own kitchen, the morning sun streaming through the window. Then, he saw himself walk into the frame. Future Alex was making coffee, just like he did every morning. It was surreal. He watched, mesmerized, as his future self went through his routine. But then, something happened. Future Alex froze, his head snapping towards the front door as if he'd heard something. The camera angle didn't show the door, only his reaction. A look of pure terror washed over his face. The video then cut to static. Alex stared at the screen, his own face pale. What did he see? What was at the door? The questions swirled in his mind, each one more terrifying than the last. The next morning, Alex woke up in a cold sweat. He couldn't shake the image of his own terrified face from the video. He tried to tell himself it was just a coincidence, a cleverly edited fake, but a gnawing fear told him otherwise. He went to the kitchen, his movements hesitant. He made coffee, his eyes darting towards the front door every few seconds. He was reenacting the video, step by agonizing step. It felt like he was a puppet, his strings pulled by an unseen master. Then, it happened, a soft knock at the door. Exactly like he knew it would. His heart leaped into his throat. He froze, just like in the video. The knock came again, louder this time. He was trapped in a script written by a phantom. He didn't answer. He stood there, paralyzed by fear, until the knocking finally stopped. He waited, listening to the silence, which was somehow even more terrifying. Who was out there, and what did they want? The drive was still in his laptop, a dark oracle beckoning him. He had to see more. If you're enjoying this mystery, please hit that like button and subscribe for more chilling stories. Your support helps us bring these strange events to light. Alex returned to the computer, his resolve hardened by fear. He needed answers. He scrolled to a file dated 1 week from today. The thumbnail was just a black screen. He clicked it. The video was dark. The only sound was his own ragged breathing. It was clearly shot from his perspective, a body camera maybe. He was running. The sound of his frantic footsteps echoed in what sounded like a deserted alleyway. He could hear other footsteps behind him, heavy and relentless. They were chasing him. He risked a glance back, but the video was too shaky and dark to see anything but a blurry, menacing shape. Panic seized him. He fumbled with something in his pocket. The video glitched, distorted lines streaking across the screen. Then, a single, horrifying sound. A scream, his scream, and then, blackness, silence. The video ended. Alex recoiled from the screen as if it had burned him, a video of his own death, or his disappearance. The line between them blurred into one terrifying certainty. This wasn't a game. This was a warning, a countdown. He had 1 week, but what could he do? Go to the police? What would he say? I found a USB drive that shows my future murder. They'd think he was insane. He felt utterly alone, trapped in a conspiracy he couldn't comprehend. He spent the next few days in a state of heightened paranoia. Every shadow seemed to hold a figure. Every creak of the floorboards was an intruder. He barely ate. He couldn't sleep. The future shown on the drive was a fixed point, a destination he was speeding towards with no way to hit the brakes. He decided to fight back. He couldn't just wait for the inevitable. He started searching online, digging into forums about unexplained phenomena, government experiments, anything that might offer a clue. He found whispers of something called the Observer Project, a rumored clandestine program that could supposedly predict or maybe even manipulate future events. The descriptions were vague, dismissed as conspiracy theories, but for Alex, they were a terrifying possibility. Was he some kind of test subject? A pawn in a game far bigger than he could imagine? The deeper he dug, the more he felt like he was being watched, not just by the cameras, but by something else, something digital. His search history, his emails, it felt like they knew his every move. For more true mysteries and unexplained stories like this, check out the link in our description. You won't believe what's out there. With only 2 days left, desperation took hold. Alex decided to change the future. If the video showed him running down an alley, he would simply not go near any alleys. He would lock himself in his apartment, board up the windows, and wait for the day to pass. He spent the entire day preparing, turning his home into a fortress. As night fell on the designated day, he sat in the dark, clutching a baseball bat, his ears straining for any sound. The hours crawled by. Midnight came and went. A wave of relief washed over him. He did it. He had survived. He had broken the prophecy. But his relief was short-lived. A notification popped up on his laptop screen. A new file had been added to the USB drive. It was dated for today. His heart sank. With trembling hands, he opened it. The video showed the inside of his own apartment, the one he was in right now. It was dark, the windows boarded up. The camera was looking at the back of his chair where he was sitting. Then, slowly, a shadowy figure emerged from the darkest corner of the room, a corner he hadn't even thought to check. The figure crept silently towards him. Alex didn't have to watch the rest. He could feel a cold presence in the room with him. He slowly turned his head. The last thing he saw was a featureless silhouette looming over him before everything went black. The police would later find his apartment empty. The laptop was on the coffee table, open. The only thing on the screen was a single empty folder. Alex was gone. The USB drive was never found. We're left to wonder, was this an elaborate hoax, or did Alex stumble upon a truth that we were never meant to see? The file, the warning, the disappearance. It all leads back to one chilling question. Who is the observer? And who is next? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow for more mysteries that will keep you up at night.